Thoroughbred Action is presented by Hardacre Farm.
Hello again, everyone. Off and running on this Saturday edition of Thoroughbred Action from Gulfstream Park. Jason Blewett joining you. We had a little rain off and on throughout the afternoon, so a number of changes, including a couple of off-the-turf races, but it's all good here on the show. A lot of racing coming your way, and we get much more now from the voice of Gulfstream, Pete Aiello.
Well, the rain went away from yesterday's program. It would return midway through the day, but we got some races in on the turf. The turf started good. The main track was fast to begin the day. It would be sealed and go to good later on. First of the day, over the turf at about 7.5 furlongs. Claimers in for $10,000. Scratch the alternates 13 through 16. A field of 12. The favorite was the 3. Wake Me Up at noon.
Racing at Gulfstream. A step slow to start with Seba's Ranger. Good start from between horses for Classic Move, who's heading off for the early lead. Toward the rail, Darn That Parker has speed. Far outside and moving closer, Mason Song. Just to his inside is On Cruise Control, who's up closer than usual as they charge to the first turn. Classic Move comes away with the lead over On Cruise Control, who races on his flank second. Tucked in third and off the speed today is Darn That Parker. Away racing in fourth is Miago, then Southern Cal on the outside. Saving ground toward the inside from his high draw is Golden Away to race a length in front of Mason Song. Then the first race favorite, Wake Me Up at noon. He's mid-flight. It's a length back to Changing Leads ahead of Cape Dynasty on the comeback try, third last. Seba's Ranger second last, and Mass Approval is last as they head down the backstretch. The opening quarter was just 25-3 over this good going, and the leader now is On Cruise Control. Ujoa moves On Cruise Control to a 2-length lead. Classic Move second, Darn That Parker is third. Wake Me Up at noon, moving sharply into fourth. Down inside, it's Golden Away. Outside in Southern Cal, Miago pushed along with Mason Song, then Changing Leads ahead of Cape Dynasty and Seba's Ranger, and the trailer remains Mass Approval. Around the far turn they go, they're 3/8 from home. With the advantage, it's On Cruise Control. Wake Me Up at noon is the one that's actually on cruise control. He's got his neck bowed, waiting for a green light. Back to fourth and Darn That Parker, then Mason Song, and they're at the top of the stretch. Wake Me Up at noon just put this one away as he cut the corner, opens 3 on Cruise Control, who's back to second. Then Southern Cal, Mason Song on the outside with Changing Leads, as Wake Me Up at noon is still well clear. Wake Me Up at noon has no dangers. He's a first race favorite, and he's a first race winner. It's all about Wake Me Up at noon. It's going to be close for second between Changing Leads and Mason Song, then Mass Approval and Southern Cal.
Number 3, Wake Me Up at noon, powers to an easy victory to start the card under jockey Nick Juarez for trainer Norm Cassie and the JSM Equine. Second, number 2, Changing Leads, and third was number 12, Mason Song. To the second race now, and the start of the early pick 4, 6 furlongs of the journey. Maiden claimers in for $10,000. Scratch number 5, Without Gems. A field of 8. The favorite was the 6, Two Diamonds.
And they're off. From the rail, Tybaz gets the first call. Two Diamonds has speed. Here's the comebacker, Court Princess, moving between horses to take over. And the other comebacker, Bint Eskenderea, is on the offensive. So Daryl Sanchez sends Bint Eskenderea to the top, but only narrowly over Court Princess, who secured the rail and is right back at her. Then it's Monha 4 wide. Two Diamonds 3 wide. Vouvray is 5 wide. Mitchell watching the action unfold with Tybaz, who's toward the rail. Two better than Salsa Queen, and the trailer is She's a Princess. Around the far turn they go behind an opening quarter of 22-4. And there goes Monha to take the lead and move away. Monha now by a length and a half. Court Princess is an all-in second. Bint Eskenderea is put in between horses. Tybaz just toward the rail. Vouvray on the far outside. Running on from the back is She's a Princess as they have Monha to catch. Monha off the top of the turn leads by 3. Court Princess in between horses. Tybaz toward the rail. Down the center in a late run from She's a Princess. Final 1/8 of a mile. Monha still has work to do. Look at She's a Princess way out in the center for Jose Alvarez, and she's 30-1. She's a Princess going away. Two Diamonds second. Monha third. Court Princess finish fourth.
Big upset in today's second race at number 7, She's a Princess at 30-1. Rolls down the center of the race course to get the maiden diploma under jockey Jose Alvarez for owner, trainer, and breeder Margaret Weatherington. Second, number 6, Two Diamonds. Third was number 8, Monha. Time for a commercial break. There's still a lot of action to come. Don't go away.
Welcome to my playground.
Back now for the third race of the day, 1 mile over the main track. Maiden claimers in for $10,000. We have a field of 7 signed on here. The favorites included 4, Cousin New York Faye, and number 6, Queen of Swag.
And they're off. Angry Cat veered sharply to the outside, and away slowly was Indie Contender. Cousin New York Faye was away smoothly, and up on her outside, Queen of Swag has some speed. Moving toward the inside is Thirsty for a Miracle as they run out of the 1 mile chute. It will be Thirsty for a Miracle to establish the pace and lead the way by a length. Up into second is Oriental Lady. On the outside, Queen of Swag, and widest of all after an early trouble, Angry Cat is moving up. Angry Cat all the way up into second. Cousin New York Faye broke smoothly but is settled in second last, and Indie Contender is last after an opening quarter in 24 and 3. Less than 5 furlongs to go, and here's Angry Cat to take on Thirsty for a Miracle up front. Queen of Swag has moved to be third. On her inside is Oriental Lady. Then it's a gap of another 2 lengths back to Little Dirty Girl ahead of Cousin New York Faye, and 4 to Indie Contender. They leave the backstretch and move around the far turn and approach the 3 furlong point. With the advantage, Angry Cat 3 parts of a length. Queen of Swag is there second. Gonzalez gives the cue to Cousin New York Faye to circle horses. She's on the move and up into third. Oriental Lady is back to fourth. That's all for Thirsty for a Miracle. Then comes Dirty Girl and 5 to Indie Contender as they run to the top of the stretch at the quarter-mile mark. On the inside, Angry Cat. Up on the outside, Queen of Swag. Cousin New York Faye. Set down driving widest of all these 3 to settle the score with 3/16 to go. Cousin New York Faye strides to a clear lead. Gonzalez dropped the whip, but he's using his hand quite effectively here as Cousin New York Faye has the lead. Back to second is Queen of Swag. It's a heads-up ride from JJ, and it's Cousin New York Faye digging in and hanging on. Good run from Queen of Swag. She battled back every step of the way, and third was Little Dirty Girl in 1:38 and 3.
Jockey Jonathan Gonzalez had to improvise turning for home. He dropped the whip inside the final 3/16 of a mile, used the goggles instead, and got the close decision to get the victory aboard 4 Cousin New York Faye for owner-trainer Steve Dwoskin. 6 Queen of Swag fought back to be second. 1 Little Dirty Girl, best of the rest, while third. To the 4th race now on the turf at about 7.5 furlongs. Starter allowance optional claiming event. Price tag here was $20,000. Scratch the 4 Mi Kwaima. Favorites included 9 Feed Me Carrots and 10 Scatnap.
And they're off. From the center, Murray's Girl gets the first call, and Chuck Lopez, offensive-minded, sending Murray's Girl to a clear lead. Up on the outside, Scatnap is a joint second. On her inside and moving to be third is Super Duper Girl. Back to fourth is Treat Her Like Star. Then it's back to the rail and Final Flurry, racing ahead of Plain Air, who's mid-flight. Then the gray Tapalieth, racing about 7 or 8 lengths off the lead. The pace appears strong early. Prado Vision is in stride with Schmiss, about 10 lengths off the lead, working 2.5 lengths clear of Feed Me Carrots, and Athera is last. Around the first turn they go with Murray's Girl up front. Leads the way by 2 over Super Duper Girl second. They're well clear of third running Scatnap. Then Treat Her Like Star. Plain Air is racing about 7 lengths off the pace setter. Down at the fence goes Final Flurry. Tapalieth is the gray. She's last of the main body, and she works 3 lengths ahead of the team of Prado Vision and Schmiss. Then to the outside and getting started while 3 wide is Feed Me Carrots, and Athera is last. The opening half-mile complete as they swing to the far turn. With the lead, it's Murray's Girl by 2.5. 50-1 for a half mile. Super Duper Girl second. Treat Her Like Star third. Back to fourth and running on a bit is Plain Air. 3 wide and getting going is Feed Me Carrots. Final Flurry toward the rail. Then Tapalieth. Prado Vision looks for an inside lane. Schmiss on the outside. Things getting tight in the back half of the field as they run for home. Now taking over the lead and moving to a clear advantage is Scatnap and Gaffleone. Scatnap off the turn on top by 3.5. Back to second is Murray's Girl. Tapalieth toward the rail. Plain Air. Athera from last. Shaking free down the center is Prado Vision with less than 1/8 of a mile to go. Scatnap by 2.5. Athera charging hard. Prado Vision on the outside. Scatnap needs the wire. Athera surging right on the money. Here's Athera getting up. Athera in time. Scatnap second. Prado Vision third. Well clear of Schmiss fourth. Then Final Flurry.
Strong stretch kick today from number 5, Athera, and she's up to win it under jockey Sammy Camacho for trainer Jose Gallegos and owner Robert Amendola. Number 10, Scatnap was second ahead of the 11, Prado Vision, best of the rest, while third. We move now to the 5th race of the day and start the middle pick 4. 6 furlongs the journey. Claimers in for $6,250. A field of 9 signed on. The off-time favorites included the 5, Sound of the Tap, and the 6, Night Rhythm.
And they're off. Cantaclaro missed the start, 3 lengths last. Good start in between horses for Sound of the Tap, who's heading off for the early lead. Night Rhythm comes away in the top flight today. Up on the outside, Journey's End is now third. Brookside runs on to take fourth. Then down toward the inside, it's R. Sarge with Potachan between horses. Cantaclaro 3 wide. It's a gap of another 2.5 to Bulldozer, and the trailer is Lunch Break. Past the half mile and moving to the far turn, Sound of the Tap with inside position and the lead. Night Rhythm is there second. Journey's End on the outside third. These 3 begin to sprint along at the 3 furlong point, working 4 ahead of Cantaclaro. Then a running on, improving run from Potachan 3 wide. In between horses goes R. Sarge down inside, and retreating now is Brookside, and the trailer is still Bulldozer farther back to Lunch Break with a 1/4 mile left to go. 3-way duel continues. The meat in the sandwich is Night Rhythm between, and Night Rhythm up for a short lead. Journey's End on his outside is now second. R. Sarge down the center is third. Sound of the Tap is back to fourth, and there's an 1/8 of a mile to go. Night Rhythm has the lead by 2. Down the outside and R. Sarge. Night Rhythm is clear. R. Sarge is second, and that's the way they'll finish. Night Rhythm home to take it from R. Sarge second, then Journey's End and Sound of the Tap in 1, 10, and 4.
Number 6, Night Rhythm with an easy victory as he laid close enough to the pace to unleash his stretch kick. Kicked on willingly under Tyler Gaffleone, trainer Peter Walder, and longtime thoroughbred owner Scott Savin. Second, number 3, R. Sarge, ahead of number 9, Journey's End, who ran third. We move now to race number 6 of the afternoon and the start of today's. We move now to race number 6 of the afternoon and the start of a pick 3. 7 furlongs over the main track. Maidens of the 2-year-old variety. Scratch the 1, Dumaine. The favorite was the 6, Zaya.
And they're off. Good start on the outside for Zaya. Forming up between horses, Union's Destiny is quick to begin, and Union's Destiny puts a neck in front. Zaya's second, Grand Greyfrost, is now third, passed inside by Vegas Tycoon, and it's 4 to the trailer, Midnight Entree. Down the backstretch and going to the 5 furlong point. Zaya on the outside leads by a head. Right back at her is Union's Destiny second. These 2 have now put on the speed and opened 4 on Grand Greyfrost, who sits to the outside of Vegas Tycoon. And then it's a gap of another 7 or 8 to the trailer, Midnight Entree. 22 and 3 for an opening quarter speed, less than half a mile to move. Zaya now clears off to lead the race by 1.5 lengths. Grand Greyfrost is on the outside of Union's Destiny, in stride second and third. Vegas Tycoon checked for racing room in fourth, and still 7 to the trailer, Midnight Entree. 45 and 2 for an opening half mile, less than 5/16 to go. Zaya now reconfronted by Union's Destiny, who's back for more. Grand Greyfrost on the outside is now third. 4 back to Vegas Tycoon. Midnight Entree finds his best stride and comes on next. They're at the top of the stretch, and with the advantage now, Union's Destiny gets clear again, and Union's Destiny moves to the lead by 3. Zaya is all in. Midnight Entree on the inside, down the center, and Vegas Tycoon. They're battling for minor awards as it's Union's Destiny with a sharp performance. Union's Destiny wins and wins easily. Vegas Tycoon was second, Midnight Entree third. Zaya finished fourth in 1:24 and 3.
Number 6, Zaya struggled to get the distance inside the final 1/4 mile. And number 3, Union's Destiny battled back after an early tussle with the favorite, drew away for a pretty conclusive score. For trainer Juan Carlos Sevilla and jockey Carlos Olivero, Los Semanes LLC, the winning owners of this son of Union Rags. Second, number 2, Vegas Tycoon. Third was number 4, Midnight Entree.
And Ghost Zipper is pulling away. Ghost Zipper blows them away with an eye-opening performance. Zipper again has won. Ghost Zipper kicking clear. Judy the Beauty.
As mentioned at the top of the telecast, we did have some rain midway through the day, and the rain forced the races off the turf from here on in. Race number 7 on the main track at 1 mile. It was the start of the Rainbow Six. Price tag here was $40,000. These were maiden claimers. Scratch the 6 and the 11, a field of 10, and a wide open betting race.
And they're off. From the center, Grand Journey began smartly. So did Bad Boy EJ. Moving up toward the inside is German Alberto. And German Alberto is marching toward the lead alongside Grand Journey, who's out in the center as they run out of the chute. Tropical Cognac now pokes his head into a joint third. In between horses, it's Bad Boy EJ. Up on the far outside goes Mr. Morningstar. Fulgencio is now back racing in the 6th position and about 4 lengths off the lead. Dig In is next toward the rail. Then comes Peace Accord. Tufa's out wide, and Sack is last. 23 and 4 for a contentious opening quarter speed. Tropical Cognac down inside and has the lead by a head. Second is German Alberto, 3 wide, Grand Journey third. The rest appear to be working pretty hard for an early stage of the race as Mr. Morningstar has now raced into 4th around Fulgencio, who's back to 5th. Bad Boy EJ being ridden awfully hard by Miguel Vasquez, trying to get a reply there with Peace Accord on his outside. Tufa's widest of all, then Dig In and Sack. Around the far turn they go. They went 46 and 3 for an opening quarter speed, and things getting log jammed up front. Bad Boy EJ had to check toward the rail. Up on the outside, Tufa makes a brush to the top alongside Mr. Morningstar. Grand Journey ridden hard toward the rail, then back to the outside, Dig In with Bad Boy EJ and Peace Accord, and they're at the top of the stretch. Mr. Morningstar set down by Baracco. On the outside, Tufa takes a run at him. Mr. Morningstar has a kick though. He's 14 to 1, and now he's 2 on top. Mr. Morningstar has the lead. Tufa can't get him, and nobody else can either. It's Mr. Morningstar to spring the upset. Tufa second, Peace Accord third, then Grand Journey and Bad Boy EJ.
Upset winner of today's 7th race, number 9, Mr. Morningstar. He had some main track form, but not against the caliber he faced today, so he takes his game to a new level under David Baracco, for trainer Diosdado Iglesias and owner Elio Marquez. Number 7, Tufa, was second, ahead of number 12, Peace Accord, who ran third. To the 8th race now on the start of the late pick 5, 1 mile over the main track. Claimers in for a price tag of $6,250. Field of 9 signed on. Favorite was number 3, KK's Revolver.
They're at the post, and they're off. Global Hero away well toward the rail. In between horses, there's Hope is Rising, showing some speed. Elastico has some foot, and so does Cousin Tino on the outside. And the favorite, KK's Revolver, now bees more part of the party as they're 4 across the course in the run out of the chute. Away in 5th is Brandt. Then comes Bonus Card ahead of Global Hero, who's 3 better than Man Upstairs. El Cheval allowed to settle last of the 9 after an opening quarter mile. 24 and 1 for that opening quarter mile. The leader is Cousin Tino, 3 parts of a length. On the outside, KK's Revolver, a joint second. In between horses, Elastico. Hope is Rising toward the rail. Then back to Brandt and Global Hero, racing ahead of Bonus Card. Man Upstairs is second last, and then it's a gap of 6. El Cheval not keeping up. They move past the half-mile mark and swing to the far turn. That opening half-mile was posted in 47 seconds flat. Around the far turn they go with the advantage, Cousin Tino. KK's Revolver up on the outside is now second. 2 back to Brandt, who tries to run home from third. Following that move is Bonus Card, then Global Hero. That's all for a retreating Hope is Rising. Second last remains Man Upstairs. El Cheval is still last. KK's Revolver just took the lead. Quarter of a mile away, KK's Revolver and Jaramillo on top, a length and a quarter. Brandt is the nearest pursuer second. Bonus Card on the outside third. Trying to wind it up from the back is El Cheval toward the rail. Man Upstairs down the stand side. Global Hero at the fence. Final furlong, they're trying to get to KK's Revolver. Brandt takes another run at him on the outside. Here's Brandt and Jonathan Gonzalez powering to the front. It's Brandt in front. Brandt wins. KK's Revolver second, close for third in 1:38 and 3.
Number 3, KK's Revolver, had the lead inside the final 16th of a mile, but was run down in the end by number 4, Brandt, who had a good stretch kick under Jonathan Gonzalez. JJ registers his second winner today. Augustin Pizarro, the winning trainer for Steeper Racing. 3, KK's Revolver second. 1, Global Hero ran third. To the 9th race now on the start of the late pick 4, off the turf on the main track. This was the Saturday feature, the Panama City Overnight Stakes. Scratched 2, 6, and 9. Favorites were 1, Vitacora, and 10, Shanghai Starlet.
Racing in the Panama City. From the center, Starship Bonito was away smoothly. To her inside, Josti Sanamo goes looking for the lead. Vitacora wants some forward position. Up on the far outside goes Shanghai Starlet. Spicy Nelly between. 2 at the back are Silver Diva and Pops Irish Rose. Out of the chute they run. The leader is Justy Senimo, 3 parts of a length. Far outside Shanghai Starlet, in between horses it's Spicy Nelly. Racing in fourth through the opening quarter is Starship Bonita, then Silver Diva and Pop's Irish Rose, and Bitacora is at the rail, and last of all, she's about 5.5 lengths off the lead, behind an opening quarter of 24-1. Less than 5 furlongs to run in the race, and the leader is Justy Senimo and Jose Bautista by 1.25 lengths. Shanghai Starlet poised to strike on the outside second. Spicy Nelly is now third. Starship Bonita tries to progress toward the rail fourth. Back to fifth and improving is Pop's Irish Rose. Then comes Bitacora. The trailer is Silver Diva. Around the far turn they go, 46-4 for a strong half-mile speed. Less than 3/8 of a mile remains. Up on the outside, Shanghai Starlet takes the lead. Montalvo had to shuffle Starship Bonita back to last right when she was trying to make a move. Up into second is Pop's Irish Rose. Spicy Nelly is next. Starship Bonita tries to wind it up again. She has plotted a very interesting course after 3 quarters and 1:11-4. Shanghai Starlet turns first. Starship Bonita into the clear. Spicy Nelly toward the rail. Spicy Nelly on the inside. Shanghai Starlet between horses. Starship Bonita down the stand side. It's Shanghai Starlet for a narrow lead. Spicy Nelly right back at her. Here comes the finish. It's Shanghai Starlet. Shanghai Starlet prevails gamely over Spicy Nelly second. Starship Bonita an unlucky third at 137-1.
3 words that are always dangerous when a race comes off the turf: main track only. And such was the case with number 10, Shanghai Starlet. It was the only main track only in the race. She was loving the rain dance as she gets the victory for King of Prussia Stable and trainer Todd Pletcher. Edgard Zayas with a strong ride to get the daughter of Shanghai Bobby the Panama City tally. To the 10th race now on the start of the late pick 3, 6.5 furlongs to the journey. Florida bred allowance horses. A scratch of number 8, Oh My Warrior, leaves us a field of 7. Favorites were 3, Star Wancho, and 5, Soldali.
And they're off. Slow start for the newcomer. It's a new year. Quick start for Soldali, who's heading right to the early lead. From the outside, Silent Tiger has speed. Starship Apollo down toward the inside. Star Wancho races away from there in fourth in the green silks, 2 lengths off the lead. Fog Warning is 3 wide ahead of Dunk, and after a subpar getaway, the trailer is It's a New Year. They speed past the 5/8 and head to the half-mile point. Soldali leads the way by a neck. Starship Apollo toward the rail is second. Up on the outside, that's Silent Tiger third. Star Wancho is fourth ahead in front of Fog Warning from fifth. Then back to Dunk, and the trailer remains It's a New Year. Around the far turn they go, 3/8 of a mile remains, 22-4 for an opening quarter speed. Up to take the lead again is Soldali clearly now. Silent Tiger is there second. Starship Apollo is back to third. Fog Warning is fourth. Star Wancho ridden by Miguel Vasquez, trying to get a response there. Trying to run on from about 4 lengths off the lead ahead of Dunk, and Happy New Year, and they're at the top of the stretch. Soldali wheels off the turn, widening on a 3-length lead. Silent Tiger is second. Starship Apollo is third. Star Wancho now starts to put his mind to business, and he's gobbling up the ground. Time ticking away to get to Soldali. Soldali by 3, and Soldali is clear. It's Soldali and Tony Mirage to win it easily in the end. Very close for second. Photo between the favorite Star Wancho and Silent Tiger. 115-4.
Number 5, Soldali, claimed last time out by Aubrey Mirage, and right to the winner's circle today under gate-to-wire handling from Tony Mirage. Her owners are Riccio and Jacobson and Ray Don Inc. Second, number 3, Star Wancho in a tight photo ahead of number 7, Silent Tiger, who ran third. Time for a commercial break. Still to come, the late daily double. A wide open sprint right after this.
A passion for horses and a commitment to breed champions is the foundation of Hardacre Farm. Founded by Amy Tarrant, owner, breeder, and trainer, Hardacre Farm, based in Ocala, continues its tradition of success. From the Breeders' Cup to Gulfstream Park, Hardacre Farm. From the breeding shed to the racetrack, in pursuit of producing the best.
Back now for race number 11 on the program. First half of the late daily double. A very, very wide open claiming race. Price tag here, $6,250. Field of 12 signed on. And as mentioned, this was a wide open betting race.
And they're off. Slow to go with Santiago at the back. Quick to start was Mr. Sheen with Ray Astray showing speed at the rail. In between horses, Salty Kinda Dog and Master Rory makes it a party. Straightaway May now moves up to take fifth. Racing ahead of Forecasting, who's a length and a half better than Menahune. Joe Kane is at the rail with Little Christian for company. Far outside goes Burton, and after a subpar start, the trailer is Santiago. They go past the half-mile point and swing to the far turn. The opening quarter, rock solid 22-1. With the advantage, it's Master Rory hounded outside by a pursuing Mr. Sheen. Salty Kind of Dog is now third, back to fourth straightaway May. Then Forecasting. Menahune trying to run on the outside of an improving Ray Astray, who's three better than Burton, then Little Christian, Joe Kane, and Santiago. Quarter of a mile from home and up for the lead. Mr. Sheen at a big price takes over the advantage. Master Rory is back to second. Down the outside, Forecasting trying to run home. And then it's a wall of pretty much everybody else with an eighth of a mile left to go. With the lead now, it's Forecasting who comes back to take over. Forecasting hits the front. Master Rory is game. Straightaway May on the outside. Forecasting for the money. Forecasting in front. Second was Master Rory. Third was Straightaway May. Photo for fourth and 1:11-3.
Number 3, Forecasting gets the money in today's 11th race at a decent price under jockey Misael Jaramillo for JC Thoroughbreds and trainer Jose Chavez. Second, number 6, Master Rory, who battled back ahead of 4, Straightaway May, who ran third. To the 12th and final race, off the turf on the main track at 7 furlongs. Claimers in for $10,000. Scratch the 1, 5, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15, and the 16. After all that, still a field of 8. Favorites were 2, Aristelis, and 7, Nono Nino.
And runners away. Midnight Joker was away well from between horses. Nono Nino has a touch of speed. In between horses is Candy Max. Also away on the top flight is Ere. Aristelis is being sent along by Edgard Zayas. He wants some forward position with the favorite. And here goes the favorite, Aristelis, all the way up to challenge for the top in the run to the opening quarter. It's a very contentious early pace. And on the inside, Aristelis puts ahead in front. Ere alongside second. On the outside, Midnight Joker is back to third. Nono Nino is fourth, 2 better than Candy Max. Then at the rail is Il Biondo racing ahead of Wild Force, and in between is Gunship. 23-2 for an opening quarter speed. They leave the backstretch and move around the far turn. On the inside, it's Aristelis who holds a narrow edge. Right on his outside is Ere from second. 3 wide. Midnight Joker is now third. Fourth and tacking on Nono Nino. Back to fifth and Wild Force. Then from between horses, Gunship. Il Biondo is toward the rail. Candy Max plummets to last with a quarter of a mile left to go. With the advantage, it's Ere. Aristelis working awfully hard, not making up any ground. On the outside, and Nono Nino back to the outside. And coming on is Gunship. 3/16 to go. Gunship down the center's got some momentum and now tries to get to the lead. On the inside of Nono Nino, second. Down the outside, Wild Force with Ere, Aristelis, and Midnight Joker. But to the finish, it's Gunship going away. Gunship won by 2.5. Nono Nino was second. Midnight Joker was third. Then Wild Force at 1:24-3.
Number 2, Aristelis did not fire his best shot while trying to lay close to the pace today. Off the pace winner was 9, Gunship, under jockey Luca Panici, the trainer Larry Bates, and the Bluestone Thoroughbreds. Good run to close the program here at Gulfstream today. Speaking of closing the program, it goes out with a bang as the Rainbow Six got hit for more than $60,000.
Well, another 12-race card in the books. We are back at it here tomorrow afternoon, a Sunday. Let's hope the rain holds off tomorrow with a first race post at 12:45 p.m. Very much looking forward to seeing Curlin's Approval in action in our featured 11th race on the Sunday card, the Sugar Loaf Key Handicap. That'll do it from us here at Gulfstream. We'll see you tomorrow.
Hit the hay. I've been working all day. Hit the hay. What do you say? Hit the hay. Hit the hay. Well, I'm tired. Let me tell you, Jack, I'm so tired.